सुनने वालों को सिराज ज़ैदी का बहुत बहुत प्यार भरा नमस्कार. Good afternoon and very welcome to the program. You're listening to 93.9 Dublin South FM, Apna Radio broadcasting from Dundon Town Centre every week. Thursday, I'm here. Hopefully you'll be there with me. India time, we're talking about 7:30 in the evening because India is always ahead of Ireland. Time-wise, well, in fact, India is ahead of many things from Ireland, not only in time. But there you go. And today's program is going to be exciting because we have a guest in the studio, Siri Walla Benini, and I hope I pronounced the second name correctly. Siri is a very interesting individual. She's an actor, trained actor here. And she's also have a background in science and IT, but she's also have just completed a short film which has been selected for the 16th Indian Film Festival of Ireland, and we'll talk about that when she'll be on air later on in the program. But today's program, as usual, is packed with items, and the news is here. Charmaine have done her job, and Charmaine would be able to tell you that what's going on in India. India's week, as we call it. This will be the news item, and hopefully you should be able to know exactly what's going on in India this week. So, Charmaine, you take it away from me otherwise I'll continue to talk. But there you go. Charmaine, you take the platform.
Good afternoon. I'm Charmaine Colvin, and here is your weekly news update on Apna Radio 93.9 Dublin South FM. On India this week, Irish Deputy PM Simon Harris recently condemned the violent attacks and racist acts against Indians in Ireland. The annual India Day celebrations in Ireland, scheduled to take place on Sunday, were postponed amid the recent spike in violent attacks on Indians in the country. Prashant Shukla, co-chairman of the Ireland India Council, said earlier this week that it was not a conducive time to hold the event, which is coinciding with the Indian Independence Day, August the 15th. Shukla made the remarks after meeting with Irish Deputy Prime Minister Taoiseach Simon Harris to discuss the Indian community's concerns over the violent attacks in recent weeks. Dublin's Archbishop Dermot Farrell also issued a strongly worded statement this week against the unprovoked attacks. It is time to call out those who peddle racial hatred. It is time to stand up to those who seek to divide our community through rumour and malice, said Farrell's statement. He added the truth is that the Indian community in Dublin comprises many people who have come to Dublin to make an important and valued contribution to our society. We are all familiar with the vital presence of Indian professionals in our healthcare system, without whom many healthcare needs simply could not be met. Others apply their skills in other important sectors of the economy and also contribute to funding public services through their taxes. At least 66 people are still missing, a week after flash floods hit the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand, according to officials. Only one body has been recovered so far, according to the statement revising an earlier death toll of 4. Nearly half of Darali village was submerged on the 5th of August in a mudslide caused by heavy rains and flash floods. An army camp nearby also suffered extensive damage. Rescue operations are continuing at the site of the disaster as workers search for missing people. The work has been affected by inclement weather and the blockage of a key highway near the site due to the mudslide. Weeks of heavy rain have pounded Uttarakhand, with Uttarkashi region, home to Darali village, among the worst hit by flooding. Around 1,300 people have been rescued from near Darali since last week, according to officials. Uttarakhand's chief minister initially said the flash floods were caused by a cloudburst, but India's weather department has not confirmed this. India's weather department has predicted heavy rains and thunderstorms for various parts of Uttarakhand till the 14th of August, with high alerts issued for 8 districts, including Garhwal. A political row has erupted in India over allegations of vote theft, with opposition parties accusing the country's election body of irregularities, which they say favoured the ruling BJP in the 2024 general elections. Earlier this week, Parliament was adjourned after opposition MPs demanded a debate on the integrity of India's electoral process. A day earlier, dozens of opposition leaders, including Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi, were briefly detained by the police in the capital Delhi as they tried to march to the Election Commission of India's headquarters. Gandhi first raised the issue at a 7th of August press conference in Delhi and has since managed to galvanise strong support from hundreds of opposition lawmakers. The Election Commission and the BJP have aggressively rejected the allegations. Gandhi has alleged that many voter lists had more than 100,000 manipulated entries, including duplicate voters, invalid addresses and bulk registrations of votes at single locations. He also alleged CCTV from polling booths was deleted and pointed out an instance of 80 people registered at a single address. The Congress leader says his party lost at least 48 seats in the elections due to such irregularities and has accused India's election body of failing to enforce the one-man, one-vote principle. The Congress won 99 of 543 seats in the elections, behind BJP's 240. India has unexpectedly become a key target of Washington's latest push to pressure Russia over the Ukraine war. Last week, US President Donald Trump doubled US tariffs on India to 50% up from 25%, penalising Delhi for purchasing Russian oil, a move India called unfair and unjustified. The tariffs aim to cut Russia's oil revenues and force Putin into a ceasefire. The new rate will come into effect in 21 days, the 27th of August. This makes India the most heavily taxed US trading partner in Asia and places it alongside Brazil, another nation facing steep US tariffs amid tense relations. India insists its imports are driven by market factors and vital to its energy security, but the tariffs threaten to hit Indian exports and growth hard. Almost all of India's $86.5 billion in annual goods exports to the US stand to become commercially unviable if these rates sustain. The key question now is whether Modi's government will quietly abandon trading ties with Russia to avoid the Russian penalty or stand firm against the US. India's top court has ordered authorities in Delhi and its suburbs to move all stray dogs from streets to animal shelters. The court expressed concerns over a rising menace of dog bites, leading to rabies, and gave an 8-week deadline to officials to finish the task. Delhi's stray dog population is estimated at 1 million, with India accounting for 36% of the total rabies-related deaths in the world, according to the World Health Organization. Government data shows that there were 3.7 million reported cases of dog bites across India in 2024. The WHO says that the true burden of rabies in India is not fully known, although, as per available information, it causes 18,000 to 20,000 deaths every year. And that's all from me. You have been listening to India This Week on Apna Radio 93.9 Dublin South FM.
Thank you very much indeed, Charmaine. What a lovely news item you put together. And that is indeed the state of affair this week in India. And the biggest highlight is the theft of the voting system that has been going on there for quite some time. And you would understand how it happened, because the Election Commission has become under pressure from the ruling BJP. But 6 months it took Mr. Rahul Gandhi to actually gather the evidence of this voting theft that has been unfolded. And indeed, the people's name, houses, the change in their, in the voting list and all that has been documented. But it remains to be seen what is the outcome of this big fiasco that has been facing the one vote, one man system, electoral system that India actually bears it. And that is democracy. In democracy, one vote, one man is that what it counts. If the Election Commission is fair, if the voting system is fair, then whoever wins the election, it wins the government election. There's no doubt about that. But if the fiddling of that is going on, that should be the Election Commission should be penalised. So that's that's an interesting development that is happening. It doesn't matter which newspaper you open it, which app you open it, you have a lot of information about what's going on in the Election Commission. The other important thing which Charmaine has covered is, of course, the monsoon season covers the landslides and the flooding and all that, particularly in Uttarakhand, where River Ganges flows very well, River Ganga as we call it. And then that creates its own mudslides, landslides and things like that. But that is an endemic problem. Also in Mumbai, I've been caught many times in Mumbai at the torrential rain during the monsoon, where the entire city submerged in the water itself. And the cars and all that is, hello, we are going to the moon, we are going to the space. Can we not fix some drainage system in the city, like commercial city like Mumbai? So there are lots of problems, obviously, of the state in different states, different problems. Well, let's hope that the part of the developed or developing part, we call it now Viksit Bharat, not developing, but developed Bharat, with bullet trains and all that, that is happening. Yes, commendable to the government. But basic requirements like flooding, like all of that, that need to be addressed and need to be fixed anyway. Sharad might have something to do with the kind of news that we're talking about just now about this clip. She covered that. Sharad, because Sharad has covered a huge amount of area in terms of what if this electoral problem is. So without further ado, I'll give Sharad the space, and Sharad, you take it away.
So this day has come. Indian democracy is now at the crossroads, not for any good reason, but for the doubt that has brought in to disrupt the very fabric of the Indian Republic. Today, the day has come when the democracy of India is being questioned. Today, the day has come when all the hard work and sacrifices of the founders of India, the freedom fighters, the millions of sacrifices by the unsung heroes of the Indian independence, they all seem to go waste because the fundamental of India, the idea of India, one man, one vote of India, the world's largest democracy, is faltering, is shaky, it's losing its ground. The revelations have hit hard to the very root of trust in the Indian voting system. It has revealed the decay and questioned the authenticity of vote. The revelations have raised question about the integrity of Election Commission. It's a shame that even a remote allegation can be raised on the very institution who is responsible to uphold the soul of Indian democracy. That is today. The grand banyan tree of Indian democracy, rooted deep within the Constitution of India, has been bypassed. The allegations have been made with data, with authenticity, with truth, with facts. And the surprise is that the Election Commission has not denied the allegations. On the contrary, it is challenging the legal grounds of the allegations. It is challenging the leader of opposition's legality of making the allegations. It is asking the leader of opposition as an oath. This is disturbing. This is where the question of ethical behavior of Election Commission comes into scene. For a brief background, on 7th August, Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition, declared that he has a revelation on the Election Commission. And he did a presentation, and meticulously, data-driven, he pointed to the core truth, the principle of one man, one vote, which stands defaulted. He gave the data about how 6.5 lakh voters in the Bengaluru Mahadevpura assembly area were defrauded of their choice. He showed how 1,250,000 voters were fraudulently placed inside the voter list. Very clearly, the leader of opposition was able to show the duplicate voters, the fake addresses, bulk registration at single address. There were 10,452 instances where a single room house was harboring 80 voters, in some cases 40 voters. There were invalid and missing photographs of 4,000 voters and the misuse of Form 6. So altogether, what the leader of opposition has been able to point out with these data is nearly 100,000, about 16% of the voters were fraudulent. And that is just one Vidhan Sabha assembly. It's not the Lok Sabha constituency. This is what is being termed as the atom bomb of Indian democracy. The fear that has come in is about the widespread model that can be used or was used in order to steal the elections of 2019 and 2024. The destiny of billion voters has the risk of being hijacked. And how safe is the Indian democracy now? All questions are being raised for the Election Commission, whether they have done their duty as the protector of Indian Constitution or they have been colluding with the ruling party currently, the BJP. And there are instances where the Election Commission has refused to provide machine-readable digital copies of voter list to the political parties. They deserve to have the voter list in the readable form. There were deletions of CCTV footage which could have revealed the magical voters who seem to appear after 5 p.m. on the voting day. And ironically, funny enough, the Election Commission says that for 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the footage would require 3,600 years to review by one person. Statistically, he may be right, but then it is novice statistics to use. Why can't we have 3,600 people working for 1 year to get and authenticate footages, to catch the fraud using the CCTV footages? Why can't we have 36,000 people revealing the fraud captured in the CCTV footages? That is, the manpower is not an issue. We have unemployment across the country. There are tens and tens of thousands of unemployed youth who are working for organization, who get rupees 2 pennies, 2 cents per tweet, per social media post in order to sway the voters, to spread the misinformation. In that country, the same youth could have been employed for a better purpose. So when the Election Commission says that it is going to take 3,600 years for one person to review the CCTV footage, I think he is misleading the nation using a very childish statistics. The Election Commission is ignoring the VVPAT slip counting to verify the authenticity of EVMs. And who can forget the abrupt resignations of commissioners like Arun Goyal and Ashok Lavasa just few days before the elections? Was it that they had some objections about the malpractices, or is it that they were under some kind of pressure? The Election Commission had even ignored the Supreme Court directives to consider Aadhaar card as a verification for intensive review of the electoral rolls. The list is endless, and it all points out to poll rigging. It all points out to stealing the elections of India. Like I said, the Election Commission is not denying the charges. On the contrary, it is demanding the leader of opposition, who is a shadow prime minister, as seen in the developed economies, developed democracies like Britain. He is being asked to produce evidence under oath. And that is where it will get into the legal gambit. It will come into the legal process and get entangled there, while the results, while the facts about the electoral data will not reach the truth, will not reach the ultimate voters of India. For India, democracy is like a sacred cow. India has gone through a turmoil of creating a Ram Mandir, a temple in Ayodhya. But the temple of democracy is now shaken by the revelation of the Karnataka Assembly voter fraud. The Election Commission was supposed to be a beacon, but now is playing at the hands of the ruling party. there are frustrations in the processes. There are frustrations in how the Election Commission is replying to the press conferences with few basic lines of poetry. This is harming, damaging the reputation of world's largest democracy. And the elections can be won by few short-sighted politicians, but in long term, the country is suffering. They are not realizing this. 2 years back, we spoke about the electoral bonds. And I said that with large banks like State Bank of India seriously involved with an unconstitutional practice of electoral bonds is going to give a negative image and will hurt the economics of the country. Today, we are seeing there is flight of investors. Today, we are seeing not only the flight of investors, we are also seeing the flight of Indian investors, the flight of Indian educated. There is a brain drain. There is a wealth drain that is going on in India. These are consequences where people do not have trust in the financial system, in the political system. And the consequences do not come immediately. They come over a period of time. We are witnessing that. This democratic atom bomb, what Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition, has revealed to the nation is going to severe a very hard blow, not only to the economics, but also to the general voters' confidence. The confidence of giving a choice, confidence of choosing their best politician, best leader, that is going to be severely damaged. So what's now? What is it that India can do? Should the citizens sit quietly saying that their vote, one vote, do not make a difference? But it does. Should we accept the authority, misuse of authority of Election Commission? The very heartbeat of the Constitution of India is under threat. It's a silent stroke. It is a frustration of billion voters. The transparency of the Indian democracy needs a voice of a common person, voice of each and every voter. What is happening in Bihar? We are not discussing in this particular section, but the data that is coming out of Bihar electoral roll exercise revision is appalling. So what are we as Indians doing to our democracy? It is a pride that every Indian stands when he or she faces the world. All the podcasts, all the discussions we had in this show or in many shows across India, internationally, we said the strength of Indian democracy is something we are born with. We were the beacon of democracy across the world. The historians pointed out to India, comparing it to all those countries who got freedom in and around 1947. Look how India has strengthened its democracy since. And today, we seem to be the victims of stolen democracy. All this would have been a hearsay if the data would not have been shared by the leader of opposition. He is no ordinary person. The leader of opposition is no ordinary person. If the data is coming from a shadow Prime Minister of India in the British terms, it means a lot. It means the voice of a billion people. The question from the hearts, the frustration of a billion people is now surfacing. It is time now that the ordinary voices stand up in demanding, in reforming the elections of India, in reforming the election commissioners' functioning of India, the independence of election commissioners of India. Today, we remember T.N. Session, the neutrality and the strictness that man brought to the election commission, the respect that he brought to the institution of Election Commission of India. Today, that is depleted. Today, it has become a joke. It has become a case of favoritism. BJP may win elections. It has won elections earlier because it had agenda. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was BJP's prime minister. So why is it that the current ruling party need to take support of voter fraud allegedly to win elections? If they have good agenda, they can win. The history shows that. The voters are intelligent. They are not a mob. They are intelligent. They understand what is good for the country, what is bad for the country. They have elected various BJP governments earlier to 2024. They have elected various BJP governments prior to 2014 when Mr. Modi came to power. That would be the true democracy to come on agenda, to fight with an agenda, with a narrative, with a true narrative to help the people of India, to help to support the prosperity of Indians. Why are the political parties scared and using the tactics which are unethical, which questions the integrity of the politics in India? All these talks were assumed that Indian democracy is rock solid. But then all that we spoke for years till now are meaningless, because the very foundation, the very assumption, the very subject which was taken for granted, the very assumption that we as India, the idea of India, cannot be weakened, is seeming to be failing. And therefore the entire narrative going forward in future will change. No discussions on economics will change the very future of India. No religious nationalism, no patriotism will help India if the Indian democracy is targeted, if Indian democracy is weakened. With those thoughts, with those concerns, I leave you until next week. Stay safe, stay informed, and dutifully ask questions. Bye for now.
Dublin South FM. You wouldn't buy a car without knowing its history. So why would you buy a story without knowing who's telling it? Come here and I tell you. It's not always easy to verify what you see, read, or hear. But now there's help. Visit www.bemediasmart.ie. Stop, think, check. Be Media Smart. Brought to you by Media Literacy Ireland, supported by RTE. 93.9 Dublin South FM.
Welcome back to the programme. Indeed, we are the Dublin South FM, and this is, you're listening to SIRAJ ZAIDI until 4 o'clock, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of the programme, and we will be talking about it. What a serious allegation floating around in different various social media and programmes and all that, according to certain critiques of that thing. Whether it's allegation, whether it's truth, remains to be seen. The time will tell what's going really in the Indian democracy. Why? Because 15th of August is coming up, and 15th of August is the time of the India's independence, and the people relate to the Independence Day of India. We celebrate all over the world. The diaspora celebrates here at the embassy as well. In the morning, we do the flag hoisting, and then we have reception in the evening, and all that, and jubilant celebrations, because celebrating the independence is something that is very, very important for every Indian, particularly the Indians who are living abroad, so-called the NRI community, the diaspora community. But that remains to be seen in the next few days. And tomorrow, obviously, is the Independence Day of India. It's the 15th of August. In 1947 that happens, and democracy was established. But democracy is a very, how do I say, a rigid word these days, because in certain countries it doesn't exist. I mean, we have in the United States Donald Trump, actually, who stormed the White House, being re-elected. How he's been re-elected, God knows what going on in the election commission there. But that is what democracy has brought us together in the world of shrinking world of democracy. So that's that, and it's up to us to brood over, to read over, to analyze, and the next time around vote intelligently. The next important thing is that we also talked about it in this program is EVM, electronic voting machines, which has been fiddled. There's been said that people have been brought in trucks, particularly the people who can't read and write, and they just use their thumb as the signature, truckload of people from villages, particularly ladies and women, and they've been told just to press that particular button, and that button would be the button of the lotus flower, which is a symbol of symbol of democracy. I said that symbol of BJP government, and then that would be counted as a vote. So they don't know what they're doing. And that is another thing that opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has been screaming about, that why can't we go back to the ballot? Do you know that in Ireland, many years ago, and I remember that, I think it's 15 years ago, they bought electronic voting machines, and they've spent something like 30 million euros of taxpayers' money on those machines. And then they tested, and they said, no, there can be a fiddle in them. and they dumped it. So we are back to square one and using the paper ballot boxes for that's how democracy is all about. Democracy is a very, very, very sensitive issue. On the democratic principles, we are fighting a war in Ukraine. Europe is doing and all that. So democracy is a very precious thing. We just did not get it. We fought tooth and nail on the 15th of August. And in the spirit of 15th of August, I will play a track. Sit back, relax and enjoy. And I shall be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों वंदे मातरम 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 कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों कर चले हम फिदा जानो तन साथियों अब तुम्हारे हवाले वतन साथियों वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम वंदे
Vande Mataram, and this song is written by no other than the father of Shabana Azmi, 𝐀𝐩𝐧𝐚 𝐑𝐚𝐝, the famous poet of Indian film industry who wrote beautiful songs throughout his life. And this is also a film called Haqiqat, It's a beautiful film, and it was a very super hit song that we are still playing every 15th of August, 26th of January, and all those occasions of National Day and the Republic Day of India. Anyway, I'm moving on, and I'm staying with the Deshbhakti songs today because obviously tomorrow is the 15th of August, and I would like to pass on the message of the Indian Embassy in Dublin that they have requested that everybody can go there and enjoy the Independence Day by singing the national anthem, doing the flag hoisting and all that, and enjoy the chai and laddu and samosas and all that, which is the tradition of of the Indian Embassy. Now, I was telling you about a film called Irish Baba, which has been made in Ireland with an Indian talent, Indian community, which is obviously expanding in all talents and all walks of life. And we in the studio have Siri Vallabhanini in the studio, who's been a very much big part of this film. In fact, the co-producer, she's acted in this film as well. And her husband and herself produced this film. So, Siri, you're very welcome to the program. And thank you very much for coming into the studio.
Thank you for inviting me over here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Listen, tell me about how come you become a film producer. You have seems to be a very long career. You've been winding down, winding up, should I say?
Yeah, like in India, back in the 80s, like parents forced us to do only education, and I have never been exposed to arts in my life. So when my daughter was born, I was taking her to the art classes. That's where I started my arts and creative brain started igniting, and it wants fuel. Then I started painting.
Wonderful.
And I had my own exhibition, and then I am mostly into visual arts. So filmmaking comes under visual arts, and I have this thirst for expression, so I have done acting courses.
Where did you do the acting course?
I went to 𝐀𝐻𝐧𝐚 School of Acting, and I trained Meissner Technique at the Momentum Acting Studio, and I've been taking classes with Terry and David Scott and various coaches in Dublin. Dublin has many talented coaches for acting.
And you enjoy acting?
I would die for
Really?
doing an acting role.
Oh, good.
That is where my film comes in. I haven't been getting any roles with my age and ethnicity and
What do you mean by with your age? You're young.
Yeah,
You are.
There are the roles are very scarce. So I wrote Irish Baba. My intention was to we are culturally ingrained in Irish society, and many Indians have been married to Irish people, and I have seen the families. One of which would be mine itself. My daughter is getting married to an Irish boy, so I wanted this multicultural kind of thing. So I wrote Irish Baba for giving me an opportunity to act. And my aim is to entertain people, so it became a comedy drama, and my lead actor is a brilliant actor, Colin Malone, and Vivek Sri Kumar is the director, and he produced my film as well. And with all the talented people, Michael Benson is our DOP. All the people volunteered to help me to get this film made, and I'm grateful that Indian Film Festival of Ireland, SIRAJ invited us to screen our film at his festival.
Wonderful.
So I'm
Thank
very
you.
Grateful.
Thank you very much. No, thank you very much, because obviously the Indian Film Festival of Ireland recognizes, and I've been actually creating this slot of indigenous productions of short films and one day maybe feature films. Last year we had Malayalam films, short films made by local talent as well. So once I came to know about this project, Arish Baba and I saw, and thank you for sharing the link of the movie. I was absolutely delighted to see that more and more of that type of material is emerging in the creative world of Dublin. And that's what we need. We need more and more of that so people can understand our culture and could understand who we are and what kind of films we can, produce, or what kind of story we can tell. Filmmaking, as you know, is a storytelling. And indeed, the talent that what we exposed, our own talent, direction, writing. Who wrote the script? Did you write
I
it?
wrote it.
You wrote it as well?
Yes.
Wow. So that is fantastic. And it's a comedy, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is happening at the 16th Indian Film Festival of Ireland, screening on the 7th of September in the newly opened Omniplex Cinema in Nutgrove. Those who don't know that, Nutgrove has got now its own cinema, and it's a part of the 3 short films that I have selected this year. And your film is the top of that. At around 4 o'clock, we are screening that. And you're most welcome to bring your cast and crew, as well as all your friends and all that. And 2 other films we are showing that back to back after your film is called Cyber Short and Insusceptible, directed by a very talented Indian Dutch lady called, her name is, skipping from my head, what was her name? As it usually is, 𝐀𝐩𝐧𝐚 𝐂𝐲. So both welcome. Talking about your film, was it easy to take this project off the ground, or was it difficult? Did you try applying for the application for funding and all that?
Actually, I went to some talks about getting funding, and the process is tedious and it takes like months to get the funding. So I was in a hurry to use all my resources, like actors' dates and DOP's dates and sound person's dates. So I didn't want to lose and delay the process, and I wouldn't even know whether I will get the funding or not. So I did it myself, along with some help from Vivek Srikumar, who is my director.
Wonderful. And obviously it would have been a very modest budget film, I suppose, was it?
Yeah, because many people volunteered to put together this film, so that's why we could manage in the short budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And have you managed to secure any screening apart from the festival screening to the television, or have you proposed it to the RTE or anybody?
We haven't yet. Like we thought of giving 6 months for the festival run of the film, and to get some exposure and go attend the festivals and get contacts for further networking for our roles, our production, or things like that. And because our film is a comedy, not like festival themes, trending festival themes, we have little response from the festivals. And Underground Cinema Festival in Dublin is premiering our film on September 6th.
Wonderful. So let's congratulations once again that Underground Festival has picked up, which is a very prestigious film festival. And obviously the IFFI, Indian Film Festival of Ireland, has also been, screening that.
Yeah, we have plans for distributing it, and we are going to find the contacts and go for the distribution very soon.
Wonderful. I wish you all the best and the luck for the distribution. It will go places because it has a potential. I saw it's beautifully shot and the script is tight, and your performance in it, I love it. It's a very good performance, I must say, there along with the other actors as well. And it's going to be very well received because comedies are kind of like light-hearted stories, and it doesn't have that sort of like a heavy material sometime you would find in Irish films. But listen, thank you very much, and I wish you the best of the best luck. And indeed, it will be very well received in the various film festivals that it is screening. Any plans for the next project?
Yeah,
right?
like I have developing 2 more scripts. One is a horror and one is a family drama. But I want one family drama to be a series on a TV, but I don't know how to approach it. It is still in the development process.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they have RTE has got independent production unit, as we call them, IPU, and through the IPU, you submit your synopsis, or you submit your budget or concept or whatever. And again, it's a selection process, which is I hate, because in this country, everything is like exam paper. You know, you submit and you don't know whether you're going to get it or not. And at 99%, you get rejections, unfortunately. That's the way competitive drama industry is in this country. And choice is very limited for feature films, series. But things are changing. Demographics are changing. Our profile is changing. As you probably would have been following the news and the media, the attacks that we have actually covered in the news, Charmaine has covered. The Indian community is proving to be the most active and productive community and contributing to the society. So why not in film and television and also in the media sector?
Yeah, mainly we are part of the society. So I would want diverse in the sense Indian or Asian actors to be in the TV series. That's why my TV series would be if at all it is made, it will be mostly with diverse actors included with the Irish families.
Lovely.
Which is really happening in the society.
In the society, reflecting the reality of the society.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, keep me in mind. I'm also an actor. So if there's any role going.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Siri. And that was Siri Vallabhanini, the co-producer, writer, and the actor of an up-and-coming film called Irish Baba. Keep an eye on that. And this will be on the 7th of September in the Indian Film Festival, 16th Indian Film Festival of Ireland, which I'll give a recap towards the end of the program. But for the minute, I'm staying with the songs of the 15th of August. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these tracks.
अगस्त का आएगा जो त्योहार उनकी शहादत रुलाएगी हर बार 15 अगस्त का आएगा जो त्योहार उनकी शहादत रुलाएगी हर बार हाँ कालों के वो काल थे भारत माँ के लाल थे उनका सम्मान कभी भूल नहीं जाना रे हाँ देश के हित में हुए जो सरहद पे शहीद रे उनका बलिदान कभी भूल नहीं जाना रे 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 भूल नहीं जाना रे
चक दे हो चक दे इंडिया चक दे हो चक दे इंडिया
जहाँ की रीत सदा मैं गीत वहाँ के गाता हूँ भारत का रहने वाला हूँ भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ मेरे देश की धरती देश की धरती, मेरे देश की धरती।
जी मेरे भाइयों, सारे जहाँ से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा एंड हम बुलबुलें हैं इसकी, ये गुलसितां हमारा. And on this particular song, I remember the guy who recently went to the space, who was, I'm forgetting the name of the gentleman, but he was in the space and successfully returned back. And somebody asked, how's the India look like from the space? And he says that सारे जहाँ से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. What a wonderful thing to say, and I'm absolutely emotional to hear such a huge statement from a man from the space who looked at India from the space, and he says that it looks absolutely gorgeous, it looks wonderful. So काश के यही चीज़ अंदर से भी हो जो बाहर से दिखती है और बाहर से है. खूबसूरत तो है देश हमारा, इसमें कोई शक नहीं, and wonderful things happens there, and no doubt about it, the people of India, the system of India, the food of India, the monument of India, the costumes of India, you name it, the films of India. It is something that outstanding in the world. And whenever we Indians go anywhere in the world, we make our mark. And in Ireland it's the same thing. And we are making our mark in terms of progressing in health sector. As you know, the nurses from India is running the health sector. The doctors, the business people, IIBA, Ireland India Business Association, and of course, a little contribution from yours truly, SIRAJ ZAIDI, who's been running the Indian Film Festival of Ireland for the last 16 years, and this radio show, Apna Radio. It's all making a little effort, in terms of punching way above our weight. I wouldn't say above our weight, but equal to our weight, because we are talented people. The Indian people are the really talented people. We have organizations such as the Indian Council of Cultural Relations, or whatever it's Ireland India Council. We have a Federation of Indian Communities in Ireland that was being formed by myself. I'm the founding father of that. I'm not part of it anymore in an active form, but my colleagues are there. Dr. Puri is there, Sanjeev Barak is there, Babulalji is there. So quite a few people, Sridhar is there. So good luck to all of them who are running a wonderful thing. And I must give them a plug that India Day celebration is going on. The 2 India Day celebration. This celebration is in the Marion Square Park. That is happening this Sunday. All day long, you have party going on, you have culture program going on, you have music going on, you have got live culture program and honoring the characters who are doing a wonderful job. And I must say that this particular problem of racial attacks on poor Indian students who are walking around in some sort of a dangerous area, so-called no-go area of Dublin, such as Tala, Jobstown, Ballymun, East Wall, all of those are notoriously riddled with the drugs and drunken people, particularly the youth, the rowdy youth, the youth who doesn't understand anything. They haven't a clue about culture, international culture, and what the Indian community. All they see is the coloured people on the street walking with the backpack, speaking loud on the phone, on the speakers, different language. And that annoys them. So this is a new wave of anti-immigrants rising in this country. Working and living in this country for over 40 years myself, have not experienced anything like that, but I have experienced racism in a coverted form, you call it. Institutional racism does exist. There's no doubt about it. Vis-a-vis my film Savita Halla Panawar that I've been trying to make, and before that, Honey and Saffron, the two feature films that I wrote, and I really wanted to make them as a director of that, could not be made because of the lack of funding, because of system did not supported me, system did not allowed me to make it. But that's what life is all about. Sometime, you do get it somewhere, sometime you don't get it somewhere, as they call it, as the शायर goes, किसी को कभी मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता, कहीं किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता, कहीं ज़मीन नहीं मिलती तो कहीं आसमान नहीं मिलता. No complaints. I have been reasonably successful in my own world of acting, broadcasting, talent that I have, and hope for the best for the future. With all those thoughts, a happy Independence Day. I will leave you with this track, another track of India, 15th of August. Happy 15th of Ganatantra Divas is the Hindi word for that. So with that note, I will bow and take adieu. Enjoy an exciting weekend that is ahead of you. Friday is the India Independence Day in the embassy, and then on Sunday we have the Indian Council, the India Day of Indian Council that celebrates at the Farmley House has been postponed, by the way. But it's postponed, it's not cancelled, so they'll come back to it sometime later on. With the view that they thought that there might be, those Goriers would attack again the people, children, families, and things like that. Well, as I said, enough has been raised. RT has been very kind to raise the voice in 9 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, back-to-back, 2-3 days. The story is covered by all the newspapers. Even the president of this country, Michael D. Higgins, have come out from his own Farmley residence, and indeed opposite of Farmley is the President House, and made a statement about it. So from the bottom of my heart, the gratitude to the system of Ireland, who Bishop, how can I forget the religious order? Everybody came out, the minister, the Taoiseach, the Taoiseach, and it's pronounced Taoiseach. Basically, a lot of people have mispronounced him on camera. Anyway, Simon Harris, all the political parties, all the councillors, Supriya Singh, everybody made a voice heard, and things have been heard very, very clearly, loud and clear. So anyway, with all that, goodbye and enjoy the 15th of August. I leave you with this track, particularly 15th of August track.
अमन हो जावे